Oh, yeah, yeah. Good. Very good evening and welcome. Let's see. Let's start all over again. One, two, three. It's rolling. Very good evening and welcome. This is Evangelist Mangwende, and thanks for watching. YouTube, I love you guys on YouTube. Straight on, and I can see someone is watching. Unfortunately, I can't see your name. And I'm broadcasting live on YouTube, and I'm also broadcasting live on Facebook. And very soon I will be also broadcasting live on Instagram. I really would want to broadcast live on 3 platforms. I've ordered another camera for my PC. Unfortunately, it's a little bit nice and old. I love the vintage ones, and it doesn't have an inbuilt camera, so I had to order a webcam, and it will be arriving possibly about on Wednesday. The last one I used for the other one that is entitled Testing on YouTube. Well, the speaker was not working, and the microphone was a little bit hesitant on picking my voice, so I had to return it. So here we go. I'm live on this one on a couple of platforms, and hopefully my fellow brethren out there, I find you in good health. And my voice is a little bit hoarse. Maybe maybe that's what's making my voice a little bit hoarse. Let me have a drink of water. I've got water with me here, and bottled water, Chase Spring from Lidl, very cheap. And I throw in a little bit of lemon in there to make it a little bit flavored. Tap water is equally as good. Tap water can be good, but tap water, by the way, it has got chlorine, and chlorine is a substance that can be used in making chlorine bombs, which are really toxic and dangerous, and actually under United Nations arms and whatever chemicals that can be used as weapons of war. Chlorine is banned. You cannot use that. It's not a sort of yakaiba. But in water, it's in little and therapeutic quantities, so it doesn't harm you. But when you must maybe bottled water from the source, you don't have to buy the expensive ones. I buy these ones from Lidl. Tastes really nice. 17p, 2 liters, and you drink one of them per day, so you are just using 17p of water per day, and that's a huge saving. And well, you might be asking, Evangelist, what are you up to? You are going to talk about overcoming the fear of death, and yet you're talking about choosing the type of water you drink and all sorts. Isn't that a fear of death? Oh yeah, it can be. It can be. So yeah, Magali, inini ndinotamba, ndinobvira dakara. I'm good. This is as good as it can be. This is as good as I can be, maybe. Or if I'm better than this, then that's a huge bonus. I usually would say each day comes, then we take it that way. One day at a time. That's all we need to do. That's all we need to have. So today we are going to talk about some mfundisi wangu wainditaurira kuti last time Saturday or the Monday, Friday video live was not, the sound was not perfect. So he was saying, kwidza volume a little bit when you talk. So nasinda wedzera volume. Hopefully this is going to be better for you. But what I discovered is that after the recording, after the live, the sound is good on Facebook, but on YouTube it's a little bit faint, possibly because the microphone for the iPad that I use is at the back rather than at the front. I don't know, maybe something like that. But yes, overcoming the fear of death. And welcome to tonight's talk, overcoming the fear of death. Fear. Fear is one of the emotions that people will find very difficult to deal with and to cope with. It is very, 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 very difficult to deal with fear. Why? Because fear induces that feeling inside us that the end is come. And the end is always not something a lot of people will really, really grapple with or come to terms with. A lot of people will find it very, very difficult to face the end. It doesn't matter what end it is, whether it is the end of life, that causes and induces a lot of fear in people. Even ending a relationship, it can be problematic and traumatic to some people. Even ending a visit. I've got my Tesara who, if you visit him, he will try to say all sorts of things just to delay you going. Because there is that fear inside of being left. Not fear that anything bad is going to happen, but the fear that, I'm going to be left behind. The company was good. Being together as social beings is wonderful. But now this is coming to an end. It induces a certain type of fear. Possibly the fear will turn out to be anxiety, or it can turn out to be sadness. But all the same, it is fear. Fear of abandonment. Being abandoned. A lot of people can be clingy. Attachments. When we are attached to something, when we are obsessed with something, when we are addicted to something, to be told to stop induces huge fear. Great fear inside us. Why is fear so problematic? Because it spells doom. It spells extinction. It spells the end of your generation. And usually, anything that threatens men's life can cause them to act, sometimes very radically, sometimes very dangerously, and sometimes they do nothing. Why do people fight? When someone perceives in their mind that they are going to lose a territory, that can induce a fear in them. I am going to lose my territory. I am going to lose what belongs to me. I'm going to lose ownership of this. And that spells doom. It's like the end. And people will fight. A lot of wars have been caused by people's fear of being exterminated. Fear of being and to go into extinct. Fear of the end. Fear of death. And let me say this, no matter how much we fear the end, the clock does not stop. No matter how much you fear loss. The clock is not going to stop. No matter how much you fear abandonment, the clock is not going to stop. No matter how you fear loss, the clock is not going to stop. And the end will come. Matthew 24, Jesus Christ was approached by his disciples and a few other people because he had been talking about the end. And they asked him, when is this going to be? Fast forward, he said, no angel, nor even the Son of Man, knows when this day is going to be, but God himself. But he spoke about signs, symptoms, indicators, things that people will see to indicate that the times are coming to an end. Things that they will see happening in real life, in real time, to show that the end is coming. What do you think is happening when you are celebrating a birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Kuda. Happy birthday to you. What do you think is happening? You celebrate a birthday, yet you fear the end. That's very interesting, isn't it? I don't fear the end, and I don't celebrate birthdays. Why do I not celebrate birthdays? It's very simple and straightforward to me. Although I don't fear the end, why should I celebrate the end of my own life? No. It's for some other people to celebrate when the day comes. It's really funny. It's interesting, but this is me. Now, the fear of death is justified. It is justified to fear death. It is justified. Because I said, kukutanga, kana kuine chinhu chakavengwa nemunhu pasi pano is losing something, the end of something. If something is going to end completely, a very few people look forward to that. Why? It's because they do not understand, they have not accepted this simple and straightforward fact. Death is inevitable. Whether you like it or not, you're going to die. Like it or not, your father is going to die. Your mother is going to die. Your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother, your grandchild, your manager, your president, your car, trees, animals, mountains, rivers, big buildings. They will die. So death is something that actually humans should embrace fully, that it is a normal thing to happen in our lives. It is something that happens normally. The difference is how we die. Possibly that is where fear is. But again, let me say to you, how we die is not determined by you, unless it is suicide. But again, if we want to look at suicide itself, it's predestined. It's not your choice. It is not your choice. It is God who allows it to happen Because I know of people who planned to commit suicide, and they were on the road to go and commit suicide, and they were hit by a car. Not intentionally. They wanted to go and jump over a bridge, but they were hit by a car trying to cross the road, crossing a motorway. That was not their intention. God said, no, 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 you are not going to die by suicide, because that's not your choice. So everybody who completes, this is by human terms, that I made a choice to complete, but actually you were predestined. That is how your end is going to come. Where do we get, where am I getting all this? Judas Iscariot in the book of God did not commit suicide by choice. This was prophesied thousands of years before Judas Iscariot was even born. And how his money, the money that he would get from this, the betrayal of the Son of God, it was prophesied that it will be used to buy a cemetery. So, don't you dare say, Judas had the choice. He didn't. Now, we are talking about dealing with the fear of death. It is inevitable. Ecclesiastes talks about there is a time to be born and there is a time to die. There is a time to be born and there is a time to die. There is a timeline. And when you are born, there is only one thing that is left. It is for you to die. But there is good news now after Jesus Christ came to this world, that we are not going to die forever. There will be the resurrection of those who would have thrived and worked hard to maintain righteousness. Fear of death. How can we be afraid of something that, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen? We need to learn to accept that fact that death is inevitable. I am going to die, and I know that. I'm worried, but I'm not afraid. I'm worried sometimes that possibly I'm going to fall from the sky when I'm flying to a holiday, and it worries me. But I'm not afraid to fly. It worries me. I still have got a young kid, and I still have got very, very young grandchildren. And my prayer and my wish is that I live to see a great grandchild. But I'm not afraid to die, because I know I cannot stop my own death. Nobody under this earth can stop their own death. No one. So, why and how would I spend my time fearing, shivering, sweating, not even going out, not even enjoying life, just because I am afraid of death? Now, there must be a way of dealing with this fear. There is always a way in dealing with all these emotions. Remember, fear is an emotion. You can see it in the eyes, you can see it in the face, facial expressions. Even at the tiniest moment, split-second moment, you can see fear. Animals can smell fear. That's why EvangMangwende kana ukaramba wakatarisana neshumba kumeso kudaizvo inogona kudzokera kumashure. If you don't show fear, your mind and your body will not release any chemicals that can be sensed by predators that you are afraid. You keep your body language confident. I am not scared. I'm not afraid because I know I'm facing death. Even if I run, I'm not going to outrun a lion, a cheetah. I'm not going to outrun a bullet. So what is needed is to face with courage. Overcoming fear, first step is accepting. Overcoming death, the fear of death, is to accept that you cannot stop yourself from dying. You can't. And this is something that must be taught children from a very, very young age to familiarize themselves with death. Tine dambudziko vanhu vakuru kuti tinoshilda vana kuti no havafaniri kuziva nezverufu funenge kuti vachiri vadiki. It can traumatize them. But they need to understand the value of life by seeing how it ends. It is very, very important. The reason why children end up very, very grieving when their parents die, when our parents die, is because we never thought. We never even thought that our parents could die. Because they never allowed us to experience death. They took us away. So we never knew that this is death. We didn't know it until then we began to see it happening within the family and were thinking, what is this all about? But if we learn about death from a young age, we begin to value life itself and to prepare ourselves mentally, prepare ourselves psychologically, even physically. It is how we learn to appreciate the value of life that we will be able to then accept the fact that death is inevitable. We need to learn that there are certain things that we cannot stop from happening. This is a natural progression of life. You cannot stop getting old, can you? I was not like this. If I look at my photographs in the 60s, I was not like this. To the 70s, not like this. 80s, not like this. 90s, now we are here. I've seen better days. And there is nothing I can do about it. I can't stop aging. It's impossible. No animal can stop itself from aging. No tree can stop itself from aging. No soil, not even a mountain. No, nothing can stop itself from dying. We don't live forever. So this is a living fact. To be able to deal with the fear of death is accepting the fact that we don't live forever. One day we are going to die. And that day Can be any time. It can be any time. Read Matthew chapter 24. That day can be any time. There is no time frame. Oh yes, we love to say, to think, oh no, we will get old because God said men shall live to 120 years. It is only by his grace that we will get to 120. Now, ko vamwe vakatitangira kumashure ukoko, how did they overcome the fear of death when they came face to face with death? Because, guys, let me tell you, if you are not prepared to die, when you come face to face with death, you are going to wet your pants. You are going to soil your pants. And you are going to try and fight. But you can soil them. You can wet them. You can fight. And you won't stop death. You will just die. Whether you like it or not, you will just die. This world will come to an end. Zuva richadzima, mwedziwo uchapera, vakaipa vachashaiwa pekuwanda, muchekiwo nehodo huru. This is the truth. Matthew 24. Jesu achitaura nevadzidzi vake anotaura kuti no stone will remain standing and unturned in this city. In that city where you are. Ipapo wakagara ipapa. Ipapo wakamira ipapa. Ikoko kwauri ikoko, wherever you are, whatever you are doing. Shapira. And this is the truth. So, why should you be afraid? You need to learn to sit and be happy and live a life that is befitting of a child of God, so that whenever the end comes and you are facing the end, you are going to say, Musadi wa Mwari, chizorora zvako, wakarwisa ukakunda, chienda uzorore. You will not be fighting, but you will be saying, I did my part. I fought my fight. I fought my war. I did the best I could. And this is the end. Even though you are still very young, because death knows no age. Kune magavamwedzi. These are people. They are people who are not even allowed to see the light. Vachingozvarwa and they die. Kune dzinobva dziri mimba. These are people who do not even have the opportunity to leave their mother's tummy alive. Kune vanofa mungori nema weeks, months, a few years, loads of years, and even a century later. But the bottom line is, we will die. We need to accept the fact that death can come at any time during your lifetime. It doesn't have to get to 120, 125 years. Any time is death day. Any time you can die. If we accept and embrace that, then we are able to say, chero zvazvaita, chero akafa nhasi, kana akafa mangwana, kana kuswera mangwana. Whether they are your child, your husband, your wife, your grandma, your father, your mother, whoever, whenever it happens, this is what God has allowed and permitted to happen. Oh yes, it is painful to lose anything. And let me tell you, my dear brothers and my dear sisters, this part of the brain that processes loss, whether it's loss of your Bible, whether it's loss of a finger, whether it is loss of your loved one, it is the same part of the brain. It is like, the part of the brain that processes what you see. Whether it's the same part of the brain, because the eyes just take information to that bit. Also our mind, brain, that's where it takes the information and it is processed there, then it is sent throughout the mind for interpretation and other reactions and so on. But maziso anongoona zvinonakidza, anoona zvinosuvisa, anoona zvinosemesa, anoona zvinofarisisa, zvinonhuhwirira, anoona anything. And it is the same part of the brain that is the same as loss. So it is very important. It is very important to be mindful of that fact and learn how to deal with that emotion. Because the emotion we are dealing with here, the primary one, is fear of death. We are not talking about associated emotions like sadness that then comes after that with grief and so on, or even anger. Sometimes people are so angry that somebody has died because somebody caused it. They are saying somebody has caused it and so on, and they don't understand that death is a chain of events. Now let's look at how other people, let's just have a look at how other people handled death in the Bible, so that at least for us fellow Christians, we have got somewhere to reference. Kana tichitaura ngatishinge rufu is you will die whether you like it or not. You will die. So kana tichitaura nyaya kuti ngatisatye rufu, ngarusamisa kuti tiite zvatinofanira kuita mukati muupenyu, tikureva kuti kudii, how did others handle death when they came face to face with it? I know there are people who are sitting on death row. How are they dealing with that? They know. They don't. Cannot be death row. You are not told that you just know that you have been sentenced to death, and they keep it quiet. And one day they just come to you and say, you know what, Mr. Man, it's time for you to go. So you are living in the darkness. You need to develop a way of coping with that. It's whether you are going to be hanged, shot, or electrocuted, what do you call it, the lethal injection, or electric chair, or it's all death. And it comes when you least expect it. I said, even people who commit suicide, they might say they planned it. It's not their choice. No, it isn't their choice. It's a delusion. They think it is their choice. It isn't. It was predestined. I knew you before you were even formed in your mother's womb. Before you were even born, God knew you will be born and you will lead a life like this and you will die this way. We have no way of stopping the clock. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. It doesn't stop. 2 Kings chapter 20, I'll read. In those days, Hezekiah became ill and was at the point of death. Hezekiah was ill and he was at the point of death. Listen, this is before the prophet came. Hezekiah was ill and he was at the point of death, but he was not dying. Remember what I have said to you in my videos before. When you become unwell, there are two things that will happen to you. There are two things, not three, two. You'll get better or you die. I'm not saying you will recover. No. It's either you get better or you die. Recovery is a process. It happens over time. Some people, symptoms will just reduce or they go in remission, not meaning they are completely gone, they are just lying dormant somewhere, and at some point they will come up again. Or pain will just relent or it will decrease, and you just feel, there is pain there, but you can do things every day. Or boom, you go, you die. Hezekiah was at that point, but he was not dying. The prophet Isaiah, son of Amos, went to him and said, "This is what the Lord says. Put your house in order because you are going to die. You will not recover." God. Why would God do that? Prophet Isaiah is going to say, "Zvanzi naMwari, chironga nhaka dzako nekuti hausizopora. You are not going to recover." I said recovery is a journey. It's a continuum. You get better slowly until sometimes finally all symptoms go. But he is a prophet who is coming to say to Hezekiah, "Hanzi naMwari, chironga nhaka dzako. Make sure your will and everything is in place because you're going to die." This is one of the things that humans cannot deal with. When they are told you're going to die, they panic because they don't want to die. Because they have not put in place a lot of things. Hatisati tasenza zvakakwana, hatisati tavaka zvakakwana, hatisati tayarutsa vana zvakakwana, hatisati taona vazukuru vana vevana vangu, handisati ndanyatsodya nyika rutivi, mari yangu handisati ndainjoya, handisati ndaita chakati nechakati. Therefore, they cannot accept death and they will panic. They have not made peace with God. They have not made peace with friends and family. And here is the prophet who is coming, Isaiah, is coming to Hezekiah and say, "This is what God has said. You are not going to recover. So, put your house in order so that your inheritance will not be a problem." A lot of people vanotambudzika nekufa, vanotya kufa nekuti vanoziva kuti pacharovanwa, pachanetsana, vana vachatadza kuwirirana, kufa kwababa, kufa kwamai kana kuti kufa kwani is going to cause divisions. Nekuda kweupfumi huripo, nekuda kwechi. So they are so scared of dying. Maybe it's a good thing not to be rich. It's not to have something, not to have anything. And people will not fight over anything. They'll just go bury you, and that's it. And by the way, whether you are rich or poor, you will get buried. You don't have to worry what happens after your death. I said to somebody, sometimes you wonder what will happen when you die. Chichichatika kwandiri kana ndichinge ndafa, zvinozosara zvichiitika kune vana vangu, zvinosara zvichiitika kune maproperties angu, zvinosara zvichizoitika kune chichi. We have got living examples right there in our faces. We are burying people every day. You just need to open your eyes and see what happens. people rejoice. The money that you are working, usingazvipe day off, usingazvitreat, people will have fun. And kunyora kwemunzwisisi weuchenjeri Ecclesiastes anotaura kuti avo vasina kudikitirira upfumi uhwohwo ndivo vanoenjoya more than even your next, whether you've got a will or not. Kana wada zvaumwari ndozvavanoita izvo zvizvo. I know of business people who perished nefamily yavo yese. You watch vepadhuze vanoinherita vachivawo, boom, gone. And zvimaboora ngoma, zvinonzi zvimaboora ngoma, vai vana muti ngauwe titore tsotso, ndo vanosara vakuchidya zvino mari yacho, ende vanoidya fanika kuita kunge hazvitaura. We are talking about dealing with the fear of death. And Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to God. Remember, O Lord, how I have walked before you faithfully and with wholehearted devotion, and have done what is good in your eyes. And Hezekiah wept bitterly. Weeping bitterly. It's not that he was in distress and he was in anguish. Fear was there. But he handled it okay. He did not weep before he presented his case to God. How are you living your life? Because sometimes chinoita kuti titye to face the end is how we are living our life right now. Kana life yako yakazara nekupongozhika, haugoni kunorara hope dzakanyatsonaka. Nekuti hauna kuita ukama naMwari, hauna kuita ukama nehama dzako, waenda kunorara une chigumbu. Therefore, ukama hwako naMwari hauna kunaka. Saka uri kutorara uchitoti dai ndikasafa ndakarara, because ndikafa ndakarara handipindi denga. That's where your fear is. But if you go to bed and you have let go everything, you are going to bed on a peaceful mind. Even your dreams will be peaceful. Ukarara une nzara, do you expect unorara une nzara ugorota hope dzakanyatsoti tsvikitsviki? Iyo hope dzekutambudzika uchida kudya ende usingakwanisi kudya zvinokugutsa, or uchinyimwa zvekudya, and you want to think Mwari pane zuva roda kundita. Hapana kana zuva roda kutaurwa naMwari. Muri nenzara chete, idya urare. Hope dzacho dzinongonditambudza, ndinota ndichitandaniswa nemagandanga nemabhinya nechii ndichida kuurayiwa. Yes, because you are sleeping with a mind full of hate, anger, resentment, and all sorts of negative things. Definitely, you are going to have a terrible night. You are just like someone who has got trauma, and they are not dealing with the trauma. They are not receiving treatment for the trauma, whether pharmacological or psychological. They are not receiving treatment, and when they go to sleep, they are going to have flashbacks. They are going to have a relief of that experience. All they need is to go to sleep with a peaceful mind, either with the right therapy or with the right medication. Letting go will deal with the fear. And Hezekiah, rather than mourning, rather than weeping bitterly before, he has reflected to God upon his own life. He says, Lord, I know I'm going to die. But consider what I have been, what I have done. Consider my relationship with you. Before Isaiah had left the middle court, the word of the Lord came to him. Go back and tell Hezekiah, the leader of my people, this is what the Lord, the God of your father David, has said. I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will heal you. On the third day from now, you will go up to the temple of the Lord. I will add 15 years to your life. Now, God is not saying to Hezekiah, you're not going to die. No. He has just added some days. But after 15 years, you're going to die. Whether you like it or not. So, here is a living truth. Here is a living fact. There is no way, whether you fear death or not, that you are going to stop it. All you have got to do is to deal with the fear. How do I learn to accept the end? Because the end will definitely come. The clock will still move on. And it is moving on right now. That's why on Matthew 24, Jesus Christ talks about be ready, because you do not know the time, and I come as a thief. Underline, I come as a thief. If you jump to 25 of Matthew, he even then warns you, in order for you to deal with this fear of when is it going to be and how is it going to be. He said, now look, the kingdom of heaven is likened to 10 virgins. They are virgins, 10 of them. All are virgins. They are good. They are both virgins. But among the virgins, there are 5 who are foolish and 5 who are wise. So it doesn't necessarily mean that when you are a virgin, you uri zvinhu. Hausi zvinhu shama. Unowana kuita virgin ukati uri fuza risingatomboita. Iro rataurwa naJesu Kristu. The kingdom of heaven is like that. He was just talking of preparedness. Be ready. I have said that over and over and a lot of times. That's why I always say the most important person in life, in your life, is the person who is next to you, the person who is right there in front of you. And right now, as I'm broadcasting live, I've got one person who is watching. You are the most important person in my life. You are the most important person in my life. Why? Because people have died in the middle of a live show like this. And there is no other person but the person who is watching. And that person is the one who raised the alarm. 999. I was watching a video, a live. It is still streaming, of Evangelist Mangwende. He has just gone silent. I can see him. He is not responding. Please go. And using the details on Facebook, they can find me and save me. It is very, very important to consider such things in life. Tinotadza kubata hama dzedu dziri padhuze nesu. Tichida vanhu vari thousands of kilometers away or hundreds of miles away from us. Yet we have got somebody who lives just next door who can check upon you. These are lessons of life. That clock is ticking. It will not stop. Hezekiah prayed. If you are living in fear of your death or the death of a loved one, pray. That's all you need to do. Pray that God gives you the strength, and accept the fact that you have no choice. You cannot stop the clock. Mungaite zvenyu fasting. Mungaite whatever, eating healthy. Mungaite taking whatever, kubaiwa vaccination ye COVID. But it doesn't stop the clock of death. It is ticking, and dust you are. Lord. He said, and there is no way. This is natural progression of life. Makomo chaiwo anopera. Mvura ichaoma. Miti ichapera ichaoma ese. Makomo ese achakoromoka. Hakuna dombo richasara riri pamusoro perimwe risina kuitwa turned upside down. Hakuna muti uchasara. Hezekiah handled it nicely. He accepted, okay, I'm going to die. But I want to tell God, kuti imbotarisaiwo kwandakabva. Mataviri akamboimba akambo. And check my record. Check my record. Psalms 90. Let me tell you. Kutarisana nerufu should not be something chinokuunzira kutya. You must actually say, thank God. Paul writes, I'm not afraid and I'm not scared of death. Listen to Paul. Agabus said, anotora bhandi ozvisunga oti munhu ane bhandi ndozvaachanirwa kana asvika Jerusalem. And the apostle wakakumbira Paul, please don't go because you are not going to be arrested, you are going to be tortured, you are going to be put in jail, they will beat you up and they can even kill you. And Paul said, that's okay. For me, to die is gain. That is the spirit. Nemutendi. Hazvina basa kuti une vana, hazvina basa kuti une vazukuru, hazvina basa kuti une mabusiness, hazvina basa kuti pane zvimwe zvinhu zvausati waita. To die is gain. It is not a loss. Kana paine zvausati waita zvakanaka, then be afraid. Siya zvakaipa. Regerai zvakaipa, mutye murarame, munzwe izwi rake, munamate Mose. Siyai zvakaipa. Let me say, wakafanana nemunhu ari kuita musikanzwa. Ari kuita tunhu tumabasa twakaipa twaanoda kuvigira murume wake, mukadzi wake, kana kuti kuvigira family yake, kana kuvigira kambani, kana kuvigira nyika. You are not a free person. You are constantly anxious. You are living in fear. Kuti now kozvikabatwa. Ndakanzwa kuti kuna vanhu vanoenda kunogeza nefoni. Tumanhingiri tumaclips twatinoona tuchiflightwa nevanhu pamafacebook, pamachichichi. Idrama. Vanhu havaite drama rezvinhu zviri kuitika mukati muupenyu. Ina mugara Mbare. Mbare kumaJubek. Waigeza wakaruma sipo kana kuti wakatoisa somewhere because ukangozora sipo kumeso chete ukaisa pawindow paunozovhura maziso inenge yaenda. These were real things. Kune vanhu vanoenda kunogeza nemafoni. Kune vanhu vanodzima mafoni kana wakupinda mudzimba. Zvoita kunge kuseva battery kunge magetsi anoenda pese pese. Iko kune mabattery chargers, maboosters and everything. Iri nhau yekuti zvakatakurwa mufoni imomo hazvifaniri kuzikanwa. It's like a secret service. FBI, KGB, MI5, CIA. Kana une katurikwa kani uine too much compartments tune malock 33 yekuti hatupindwe pese pese. You are ururarama upenyu hwakafanana nemunhu anotya kufa kuti handisati ndaita ukama naMwari. Ukaita ukama naMwari hwakanaka, ukagara zvakanaka naabi yako, kana Mwari wakati nhasi it's time, It's okay. Kana vari baba mai mwana uruchi, you know they are traveling their own journey. Let me tell you. Amai havasi wako. Baba havasi wako. Mwana havasi wako. We don't belong to anyone. We belong to God. If God decides to take my child, He has decided to take somebody that He loaned to me to say, take care and look after this person. And that should not send me into depression and send me into hopelessness. You've got 2 children, or even if you've got one and lose that one, it's beyond your control. Death is beyond it's beyond anybody's control. That death is inevitable. How we die is determined by a superpower, something that is beyond all human power. It might appear kuti accident yaitika ndoyauraya munhu imi kune vanhu vakaita maaccident vakasafa mani unodirei kudarei. Kune vanhu vakanwa roga vakapora vakasafa. Kune vanhu vakazvizungirira vakasafa. So what do you want to say? Kune vanhu vakajamba pagolden gate vakasafa. Kune vanhu vakapfurwa vakasafa. But kune mumwe munhu akatsvedza achifamba parodi kutsvedza maisi and they died. This just tells us a huge story about the nature of death. That it shouldn't be something that induces fear in us to the extent that we lose hope and we even are afraid to do things and we cannot enjoy a quality life. Moses. Psalms 90. Psalms 90 yakanyorwa naMoses. I will tell you, a lot of people ask, they think mapisarema akanyorwa naDhavhidhi ese. By the way, if you are one of them who thought Psalms was written by David, all of it, you are not alone. I didn't know it even myself until I read the book of Psalms. Resi. Ndopana ataka kuchiona kuti haasi ose akanyorwa naDhavhidhi. Ane vamwe akatonyorwawo nevamwe. Psalms 90 yakanyorwa naMoses. Moses, yes, iyeyo murume akafamba nevana veIsraeri kubva kuEgypt kunovasvitsa parwizi akatadza kupinda muKenani. Iyeyo ndiye akanyora Psalms 90. Akanyora Psalms 90 papi. If you read this Psalms 90, oh Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Let me tell you, Moses wrote Psalms 90. Maybe you won't find this in the Bible. Don't say, then, evangelist, where did you get that from? I get a lot of information from lots of places. Sometimes I get revelation, sometimes I dream. And Moses paanotaurirwa naMwari, Moses anonzi naMwari uya paanoshamwari. Uri shamwari yangu iwe. Takabva tese kurefustirika. Kubva uko uchiona gwenzi richipfuta tiri tese. Uya pano. And God took Moses and went up a mountain and said, right, ndati ndikuratidze Canaan kuri kuenda vana veIsraeri. They were the two of them. Uri kuona Canaan? How beautiful it is. Wow. It's good. You know, when you are looking uri pamusoro pegomo so, wakwira wasvika patop paro, wakuchitarisa the landscape below. It's awesome. And God said, are not going to go in there. You have led the children of Israel this far, but iwewe hausi kupinda muKenani. Saka ndati ndikuratidze Canaan. Just imagine the revelation. If you are one of those people who dream spiritual dreams, you know what I'm talking about here. God can show you the world from an angle that even when you wake up, it's very difficult for you to figure out. That is really, really awesome. And you cannot even paint or draw it, but you know it's there in your head. God can show you things. He can show you your life. He can show you your future. So imagine he's doing this to Moses and showing him not just the immediate Canaan, but even the future Canaan. And it tells you, you are not going to enter Canaan. Just think of somebody who has started. Munoziva kuti kuHarare kune mamwe marokesheni anozikanwa kunzi ndekweMashirikadzi. Kwaita marumors ekuti wakangopedza kuextenda imba kana kuti kuvaka imba murume obva afa. And it was suspected kuti madzimai ndivaiuraya vakadzi. That's a myth. That's not true. These things happen in people's lives. You work so hard and you don't give yourself time to rest because you want to achieve certain something. And when you have achieved it, the body says, we are done. So what's the point? There is nothing else. And your body gives in. There's fatigue. There's lots of things. Stress, related deaths. And people die. They were not being killed by their husbands. No, neither by their wives. No. They were just dying because their time was up. Moses was shown, right, wapedza iwe wachita vana pano but iwe hausi kupinda. Wapedza kuvaka imba iwewe but iwe hausi kuigara. Kune dzimwe dzakato mukadzi nemurume wese vakasenza zvinopenga zvekupenga. Unfortunately vasina kana mwana. And vachipedza empire, vachipedza kunyatsogadzira business ravo rakufaya. So Marova ataura kuti iye imimi muri vairimi. Imimi muri vairimi hamusi kuenjoya mafruits acho ebusiness renyu iroro. Achenjoywa nevamwe vanhu. Ping! Gone. Vanhu vakuti vanhu vangu vanyatsotanga business ravo zvakanaka. Mwari anoda. You don't even have a clue kuti ndezvipi zvinhu zvawakadarika, ndezvipi zvinhu zvawasina kuita zvakanaka, zvakaita kuti Mwari ati well done. Mafamba rwendo. Zvamarufamba. But imimi hamuchayambuki. But kune vamwe vachayambuka, vagonakirwa nerifa renyu, nesweti yenyu imimi. And this is what happened to Moses. God said, well done. But you are not going to see Canaan. But choose someone, a young man, who will take what? Moshe Moses. Ndekuti wakatadza kuteerera my instruction. But that's not where my point is. That's a story. That's a case and maridzo erimwe zuva. Ndinoda kuti kana waudzwa kuti uri kufa mangwana next month, does that induce fear? Or that should actually bring excitement to your life. To say, well, I know, then I need to enjoy the last days of my life. We hear Moses pleaded with God. Kuti chero kungoyambuka rukowa chete. Marakazi, no. Iwe awayambuka. We even hear kuti ngirozi dzakapiwa task yekuti dzipedze upenyu hwaMoses. They pleaded with God and said, no. And we even hear kuti dzakateterera on behalf of Moses. And they even said, we are inferior. Moses is greater than us. And we cannot. Until, according to Judaism and according to the Torah, it talks about that God himself had to come to take Moses. That's why not even his grave is known by anyone. He was buried by God himself, because it is God who took Moses' life himself, because no one else had stepped forward. But I like it because Moses wrote Psalms 90 before he was finally taken by God. Achipa mbiri kuna Mwari, not mourning, not kutuka Mwari. But achipa mbiri kuna Mwari kuti Mwari imimi. Tinokuziva. You have been God since the beginning. And ndauzipa mbiri izvo. Yes, mandita ndisiyambukani. But ndauzipa mbiri, ndaupa mbiri humwari hwenyu, because those are muri. He goes on to say, you turn men back to dust, saying, return to dust, all sons of men. For 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that is just gone by, or like a watch in the night. You sweep men away in the sleep of death. They are like the dew. They are like the new grass of the morning. Though in the morning it springs up new, by evening it is dry and withered. He's praising God. This is who you are. I'm not afraid. I have no fear. I have no regrets. I've lived a life. I've moved with the children of Israel from Egypt, and now we are just, in the Acacia Valley, facing the river Jordan to cross into Canaan. I have no regrets. What you are doing, God, I know these are the things that you have always done. You have said in your word in the book of Genesis. And who inspired Moses to write the book of Genesis? It is God. You have said in the book of Genesis, man, you are dust, and to dust you shall return. So there is no way me, a mortal man, will say no. Even if I wanted to cross the Jordan, I can face the present moment. And I look forward to it. We are consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignation. You have set out iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence. All our days pass away under your wrath. We finish our years with a mourn. The length of our days is 70 years, and 80 if we have the strength. Yet their span is but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass and we fly away. Moses was a brave man. Moses was a brave person, a representation of who we ought to be. Like Paul, to die is gain, just as well as also to live is joy. Paul anotutaura kuti dai kwembe kusiri kuda kwenyu imi vanhu. I could have actually asked God to just take me. Because dying takes me closer to Christ, not away from Christ. Paul angasingatyi rufu because he knew who he was. From the road to Damascus, when Jesus Christ spoke to him and he converted from Saul to Paul, he never looked back. Tine dambudziko ndorinoita kuti titye kuti tinoti fambe mberi todzokera kumashure, nhanho imwe chete kumberi, nhanho mbiri kudzokera kumashure. So we are never moving in our faith. We are never moving forward. So each and every day we are living in fear because we have not made peace with God. It's time to make peace right now. Ndati Matthew chapter 44, Matthew chapter 24. The Synoptic Gospels, they talk about it, even Luke 21, I think. He talks about this end. Paul writing to the Thessalonians, writing to the Corinthians, writing even to the Ephesians, writing everywhere. He talks about being prepared. Preparedness takes away fear. Even kana dura rako rakazara kana ukanzi kuita nzara unotyei kana wakazvigadzira wakachera migodhi yako yakadzika zvakanaka ine water level dzayo dzakanyatsonaka kana zvikanzi kuri uya drought, unoziva kuti drought regore rimwe chete harideplete water level yemugodhi wakanyatsonaka chaiwo. Kana makaita madhamu munyika menyu chero ukanzi kune nzara, you know you've got reservoirs that are containing water that can take us through a couple of years. But if you are not prepared, then when drought is looming, you panic because you know matura amaitaura kuti ane chibage anenge asina. I remember hama yangu Mangwende, Minister Mangwende ari Minister of Agriculture mugore kuma 80s, early 90s or early 90s. Pakameta drought. So Zimbabwe has got enough maize to last us for a year. We have got good reserves. Within 2 months, Zimbabwe was empty. Oh, naiwa samangwendi. Chibage chamaitaura chiri kupi. Pano in Papua, I was given the wrong information and things like this, and the country panicked. When you are not prepared. And Jesus Christ is teaching us. Dzidzai pamuonde, dzidza pamuonde mazuva kwana. Ndaimboimba mwana waMwari, ndaimboimba tichine mazwi ezvino, mazwi apera nekumwa tii. Dzidzai pamuonde naJesu, mukaona mashizha akutungira, moziva kuti zhizha raakusvika. Ukaona mudzimai akutanga kugomera, akutanga kudiya ine pamiri, moziva kuti nguva yake yakuda kukwana. Then start doing something. It is our preparedness in life that makes us deal with fear about death. Unoona kana uine funeral policy yako, unoziva kuti kana ndikafa vanhu vangatambudzwa nawo kuti imi vanhu vanodya makebeji kani, asi hauzoendi uri pamucheka kana kuti kuenda wakangoiswa pamapango, unoiswawo mukofi. So what stops you from being prepared? Chii chaunotya about your death? Deal with that. Kana kuri kusiya vana, then do something. Tenga mapolisi ariko, and asingadhure futi mapolisi acho. Unoziva my life insurance policies are dure because they stretch for life. So it's very, very little money. Unogona kuita chipolisi chekuma 140 something chaunobhadhara about 10-12 pounds per month. Zvikanzi nhasi izvozvi bhiwa aenda pasi. You know kuti ivo vana vadiki vauri kutyira ivavo vanombosara vachiwanawo kana wakapiwa ka 140,000 pounds kana vaine musoro vanogona kutenga imba kana kutomogeja kuita kamogeji vanotsvagawo samwe yakadumba kemunozorora varipo. So that takes away the worry inside us. If we have got these things, God has given us the ability. He has put us at certain points in our lives. Kana tisiri kumabasa kana mvura wakomana kana kuri kuZimbabwe mvura gore rino yakanaya. Mweya wakataura ukati gore ra2021 God is promising good things to Zimbabwe. And watipa mvura. Aiwa ku vanhu variko kuriko gore rino. But ngatisadyei kuita chigumegume kudya chewafa. Tinopfimbika kuitira musi wenhamo. Moses anoramba achitaura. Who knows the power of your anger? Your wrath is as great as the fear that is due you. Teach us to number our days aright, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Relent, O Lord. How long will it be? Have compassion on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your unfailing love, that we may sing for joy and be glad all our days. Make us glad for as many days as you have afflicted us, for as many years as we have seen trouble. May your deeds be shown to your servants, the splendor to their children. May the favor of the Lord our God rest upon us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. And this is the Psalm of Moses in the book of Psalms. Psalms 90. I want you to read it slowly. Meditate upon it. Think about it. Contemplate on it. Practice mindfulness on it. Think about it. Read slowly. And understand what Moses, when he was faced with death, was doing. He praised God. Dealing with fear of death. He's accepting that death is inevitable. You can't run away from it. You can't outrun death. No one can. What do you need to do? You just need to sit. And God will show you a way out of that fear. Hansi, be still and know that I'm God. There's power in just sitting. You know, problem solving. The power of sitting still. We always say when we are doing mindfulness, sit comfortably, taking a deep breath, regulate your breathing, open the chest, shoulders up, you know, so that you can breathe, filling your tummy and feel comfortable. And just close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out, making sure that the out breath is longer than the in breath. And slowing down your breathing. And just keep your mind still and your body still by accepting that life is what it is right now. And this is as God wills it. And by so doing, you teach your mind, your body, your heart, your soul to be still. Did you know our minds work being brilliant when things are really, really quiet and still? This is how the mind works. If you want to work, chimbozi try kuti imbonyoresayo examination pa very noise pachidzongoma madhindindi pachidi vanozvinyora exam hamuna chinobuda ivo. They will be angry and frustrated in all sorts. Even when vanoita interrogate people, if they want to get information out of you, They frustrate you. They make a lot of noise for you so that you don't sleep. They frustrate you, they do all this, and they know when your mind is not settled, it makes errors. When they ask you questions, you make mistakes and you let out information when you didn't want to. But keep somebody peaceful where they can meditate uninterrupted and so on. Their mind is straightforward and it's sharp and you can't break it. So let us learn to practice mindfulness. And let us just do a quick one. A quick one. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Sitting comfortably and closing our eyes. Because this is a 5-minute one, I'm not going to direct you or guide you. You guide yourself. Just practice the way we have always practiced. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Lord, we want to thank you. Teach us, Lord, to number our days. Teach us, Lord, to accept that death is inevitable. And teach us, Lord, to accept that no one can stop that clock but you. So as we meditate, as we practice mindfulness, our contemplative prayer, Lord, help us to overcome our fears. May you direct and guide our minds. as we come to the end of our silent prayer, we want to thank you for the moment that you have afforded us, and we appreciate, Lord, and we know that you are a kind Lord, you are a loving Lord, you are a forgiving God, you are an empathic God, you are a compassionate God, and you are also a God with a warm heart. And we pray that all these attributes and these values be also invested within us and within all humanity. And may we all experience your love and kindness and the peace that our Lord Jesus Christ, who came and gave his life up for our own sake, be with us and be with you. Amen. Yes, thank you, Mama for watching, and may God continue to bless you. And good night. We meet again during the course of the week, where as God permits, with another topic. And like I said the other time, find this book is the commands of Jesus Christ, the commands of Christ, all the commands of Jesus. These are the words of our Lord, according to the Synoptic Gospels, and I think also according to John. It's a powerful book, because it is just must be a Jesu Christo in bold, and you can just be in. You will not develop a connection na Jesu kekuzidzwa mashoko ake chete. And if you go on YouTube also, you can find, you just type in the search bar the commands of Jesus Christ. You can find audios there, and you can listen this when you go to bed. If you are one of those people who are not troubles when nightmares and so on, listen to this. You will sleep like you are in heaven. You will just enjoy it. God bless you and good night.